All right, so this is 10E, and I know it's got this long title here, Analyzing and Interpreting the Meaning of Slope and Intercept from a Linear Model. What it basically boils down to is you are going to have a scatter plot. You're going to learn how to make your own. Using the calculator, you will find the trend line and the equation of that line, and then interpret information from your graph. So, your objectives. Be able to construct your own scatter plot. That's actually pretty straightforward, should not be a problem for you. You will create a line of best fit and an equation for that line. You'll do that on the calculator. You'll determine the slope of the line and interpret what the slope represents with regards to the problem. The slope you'll get from your equation, and as far as what it means with regards to the problem, you've actually kind of done that before, except you're not just going to say, well, it goes up this many and right this many. You actually have to figure out what it means. And you will interpret what the y-intercept of a graph represents. So other than just being a number, you'll see that you can actually get some information from that. So let's start with creating scatter plots. So let's say we're given a table, and x and y could be anything. Really doesn't matter. This is just showing you how to create them. So the top part of your table is usually going to be your independent variable. So we've got 60, 65, 68, 70, and 77. The bottom part, or the right part if it's listed vertically up and down, is going to be 122, 136, 198, 179, and 200. So we go ahead and we plot 60, 122, 65, 136, 68, 198, 70, 179, and 77, 200. So you would put that data into a table in your calculator, and you would be able to get a trend line or a line of best fit, which runs like that. Okay, and you can also get the equation y equals 4.9x minus 166.1, which is actually rounded because there were like numbers all the way up to the thousandth place, but we're going to just stick with the 10th. And we want to know what the slope is. Well, you've got your equation, so this is your slope right here. Okay, so your slope is 4.9. What does it mean in the context of the graph? Well, we don't have any context because we've just got x and y. But if this represented something else, you would say for every x, okay, it goes up or increases or decreases depending on what your graph is doing by y. So in this case, we just say it means that for every unit that x increases, y increases by almost 5. That's why we're not leaving it as a fraction. So make sure you have it as a decimal, okay? All right, and let's focus on the y-intercept next. Okay, the y-intercept can actually have a purpose other than just being a number when it's viewed in the context of a real-world example. So it can help you determine important information that may not be stated in the problem. So you can find something out that's not readily, said in the problem. So let's look at this example. I've already done the scatter plot for you. Okay, you want to look at this. Okay, first look at the title, candle lengths and burning times. So we have our burning time as our y-axis, so that's our burning time in minutes. So all these numbers represent time in minutes. And this is a candle length in inches, and notice it goes up by 0.5 each time. So 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, so on and so forth. So what's the slope, and what does it mean in the context of the problem? So if you're presented with data and you don't have, a table to input in your calculator, you just have to kind of eyeball it. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for spots where it crosses like a grid right about like here. Or you could start just at 2, because here's a good one. Starts right at 0, 2, and see where it crosses next. Well, if I go to 1, looks like it crosses right in the middle there. So that would be, looks like we'll call that 1, 9 right here. Okay, so we have a slope of about 7, because if you did this, you could do, remember your y's first, so 9 minus 2, and since we're starting with 9, we'll do 1 minus 0, which is 7 over 1, which when you divide that is just 7. So the slope is about 7, and it indicates that for every 1 inch of candle length, the burn time is going to increase by, that should be 7 minutes. My bad, typo. So by 7 minutes. So if you went up 1, okay, even though it's 2 squares, notice this is half a unit. So the whole 2 squares is 1 unit, 1 square is half a unit. We want to find it for 1 unit, or in this case, 1 inch. So for every 1 inch, it goes up by 7 inches. Now, what's the y-intercept, and what does it mean in the context of the problem? Well, if you look, your y-intercept is 2. So why does it start at 2? Well, you could say, well, okay, so I've got 0 for candle length. What is going on there? And if I have 0.5, it's all the way, it's already up to here. So what it means in this case is the y-intercept is 2, and it indicates the candle will not begin to melt until after 2 minutes have passed. So it takes about 2 minutes for the candle to start to melt. Okay, is that realistic? No, we have all seen candles and they melt right away. But as far as the context of this problem goes, it means that the candle doesn't start to melt until 2 minutes have passed. Okay, that's basically it. We've covered all our objectives. So we only have one more video / lesson. Guys, the end of the year is really coming up quick. These next few weeks are going to fly by. So what you really need to do is work hard to get those grades up. Okay, you need as much of a cushion as you can going into finals. Some of you need to get your grades up higher than that even. So let's just work hard and finish the year out strong. And before you know it, summer will be here. So have a good one.